Okay, I'm gonna get this out of the way right off the bat. If you expect Hamlet, this is not your movie. If your main concern about any picture is plot, this is not your movie. If you want your IQ anywhere near this film, this is not your movie. However, if you want to kill brain cells while not telling the cops I'm holding it for a friend of mine, Friday the 13th, the 2009 version is for you. It's nothing but stupid teens getting killed in various ways, and I loved it. But really, what more do you want out of the Friday the 13th? Alright. Let's get this out of the way now. Yes, Jason is fast and nimble in this movie and a little more clever, but it actually works. It adds a bit more danger to the cheese fest, but at the same time, it doesn't take away from what makes the franchise as a whole. One fans like you and me love. Can you tell I'm doing this improv? We know it's cheesy. We know it's stupid. We know that it's blatantly a walking PSA ad as to why you should not do drugs or have premarital sex. And at times, we know it caters to the lowest common denominator of slasher movies. But we don't care. We love it that way. Hey, the movie begins with a trip to the 80s, but not exactly a flashback to Dayglow and Miami Vice, because it's about as much of a reenactment as Springfield Civil War, minus the giant spider, thankfully. Anyways, it's right after Mrs. Voorhees' head gets lobbed off. We see Jason apparently was watching the whole thing as he picks up the very machete that the surviving counselor used to do the deed. As soon as he does this, he hears Mommy saying it's time for him to finish the job, and it actually works. It's a condensed version as to what happened without killing another hour. Brain cells? Yes. Another hour? No. Oh, alright, so we fast forward to the present day, and we play the game of who's gonna die as a group of teens go hitchhiking for either sex, drugs, or both. We get the backstory of one of the campers as she got talked into going by her boyfriend to take her mind off her dying mom. We also get another story about two of the kids who are trying to find this field where there's a bunch of weed, and one is there just because she is a girlfriend of one of the weed finders. Place your bets! Casino's open! Place your bets! Not long after camping out, we get the staples of the long-running franchise as one of the guys who wanted to find the wacky weed finds the field of his dreams, quite literally, while his buddy scored. Sure enough, Jason pops up and whacks the weed finder. Sorry about that. While that went on, the woman with the dying mom and her boyfriend explored and found an abandoned house. Well, it turns out they don't have an IQ or anything better to do, so they go in and explore the dilapidated house, which turns out to be Jason's, according to the bed post, which has his name on it. Seeing rusted cans and broken toys upon dust, a smart person would get the hell out of Dodge, but nope, they keep going. Back at camp, the other weed finder and his girl are getting it on when she hears a noise. He wants to ignore it and keep doing it. His girlfriend, well, she says he doesn't get any if he doesn't find out what's going on. Best than you can say moron, Jason shows up to get the girl while the guy finds his weed-craving buddy's body. He runs back to camp only to see Jason put the sleepy bag with her in it over an open fire. Dead teenager or Red Lobster open wood grill style. Oh, alas, stupid stoner tries to rescue the girlfriend, but can't due to a bear trap springing up onto his leg, Resident Evil 4 style. Oh, I like the Wii version, by the way. Okay. Back in the house, after exploring further, we see there's a locket that belongs to Jason, and the locket has an image of Jason's mom as a young woman, which happens to look like the girl of the dying mother. Yeah, you've seen Friday the 13th Part 2, you know what's coming. Well, eventually, they explore the house a little bit more, and they find what looks like a doll until he grabs the doll, but it turns out to be the head of Mrs. Voorhees. Initially, they freak out, but it's around this time Jason decides to do a little redecorating as he starts stabbing people through the floor. It's kind of like what Mike Myers did to the attic floor in the Halloween remake, only good. Actually, I did like the Halloween remake. Moving on. Naturally, of course, the boyfriend is horror fodder, or as the girl runs back into camp to see the girl smelling like extra tasty crispy, while the other stoner finds tries to get out of the bear trap. Try as she might, Jason shows up and skewers the stoner. Then she starts to run. Jason runs after her, leaps after her, and title sequence. Best opening ever. So then we jump to 6 weeks later. It's in the future. And we have another group of teens heading into Camp Crystal Lake. There's the rich jerk, the blonde bitch, the girlfriend of the jerk, the loose girl, the best friend of the jerk, and the lone Asian, and the token black guy. You pretty much figure out who's going to die right off the bat. But the fact that the leader is the jerk... the fact that the leader's a jerk is driven home when the nice guy in these movies shows up looking for the girl from the opening because she's his sister, and the jerk pretty much wants the guy to hurry up while he's asking the clerk, "Have you seen my sister?" Gotta love these jerks. Alrighty then. Anyways, the gang finally gets to the jerk's cabin in the woods, and these guys get to do various things, like playing a combination of beer drinking and Russian roulette, where they have to put the beer can towards their ear, and whoever gets the fizzy can loses. Place your bets! Casino's open! Well, sure enough, while that's going on, the man is still finding his missing sister, and we encounter somebody who's been using the wackiest, sweetest field after all the teenagers from the prologue died. Well, of course, Jason shows up and kills that guy, and that's how he finds his hockey mask. So then, of course, he starts killing the teenagers that we see one by one. They're not as, or clever as they are in previous Friday the 13th, or they're not like how Mike Myers did it in Halloween, where, in Halloween 6, even though Halloween 6 is pathetic, he picks up the girl, puts her in a farming tool, and keeps spinning the blades or whatever. No, it's just simple kills, like an arrow through the head, an axe in the back, and a spike through the neck. But it's actually worth it. It's Jason. What more do you want? It's not Picasso. You can pretty much tell who's going to die right off the bat. Again, we have the jerk, we have the token black guy, we have the lone Asian, we have the bitch, we have the slut, we have the best friend who even had an interesting conversation about being a sociopath with the loose woman. In fact, the loose woman goes with the sociopath for some topless wakeboarding. Okay, can you tell they're gonna die? I'd say spoilers, but it's Friday the 13th. If you've seen the movies beforehand, or if you've seen any horror movie, you'll know who's going to die. But I digress. You need to see this movie. It is what the franchise needed, as everybody else has said. And Jason's not in space. He's not fighting Freddy Krueger. It's a restart. But at the same time, it keeps what we loved about the franchise. Go see it.